Any of you ladies had any other questions for Melita?
I did. Now, Melita, when you were pledging or in your history of being a part of your organization, did you ever encounter any of the negativity that was perceived by other people, like the hazing? For instance, I know that, certain laws have been passed now to where they are not permitted to haze, but maybe when you were pledging or before you pledged or even after you pledged, did you have any experience or hear of anything from any other females that were joined with any other sororities that had to deal with hazing?
Well, I'll give you this, is that my organization is a non-hazing organization. And so you'll hear that from the various Divine Nine organizations. So I needed to preface that. But you'll read in the media, there are many references to hazing around the country, around the world with fraternities and sororities. And it's not just the Black Greek letter organizations. It's also the predominantly white, the Asian, the Hispanic. And so what I say to that is that you have the power to say no. Anything that you do in life, you have the power to say yes. And so if you allow that to happen to yourself, then that's on you.
Okay.
That's good.
Well, that's it. I mean, choices.
Exactly.
Well, Melita, we want to thank you so much for taking the time to call us today and to share your heart and your journey with us. And we hope to be speaking to you again.
Oh, no problem. And thank you so much. And I really do miss my home folks in Fort Myers. And good luck to you with what you're doing.
Well, thank you. And good luck to you as well. God bless you, should I say.
All
right. Have a good day.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank God for that caller. That was our special guest calling in, Miss Melita Wilson. She is a native of Fort Myers, has been pledged with her sorority for 20 years. I was saying 10. I was like another extra 10 years off. Wow. But one of the things that I wanted to define, or Angie, if you want to read that, hazing. For those of you, Trella Bella asked a question regarding hazing, and we want... some of you may be listening and saying, what is that?
Right.
What exactly is that? So if you could read the definition.
Okay. Hazing is a term used to describe various ritual and other activities involving harassment, abuse, or humiliation used as a way of initiating a person into a group. Hazing is seen in many different types of groups, including in gangs, clubs, sports teams, military units, as well as workplaces. In the United States and in Canada, hazing is often associated with Greek letter organizations, such as fraternities and sororities. Hazing is often prohibited by law and may either be physical, possibly violent, or mental, possibly degrading a person's practice. It also includes nudity and some sexually oriented activities.
Wow, so this is not just for those of you that may be thinking of pledging, but those of you that may be in charge, in the situation where you're put in a place where you make the decisions on what the initiation is, for one. And then also for parents. A lot of parents, you're excited your child is going away to college, they're going to pledge, or you're not even sure if they're going to pledge. You just need to be aware of the pros and cons. We don't want to just make everything seem beautiful and ignore the things that are going on under the table as well. Because, again, and that's one of the things that stuck out to me. Again, I keep going back to school days, but that's what I got to work with. But in that movie, all I can remember is this guy getting hit and saying, thank you, sir, may I have another? And getting hit again, thank you, sir, may I have another? And I'm just sitting there like, oh, my God, no. But he stood there and he took it. But I'm like, wow, there is no way,
And why? And why is that even necessary? And it's just like, with the ones that are claiming to be Christians, it's just like, you got your salvation free. All you did was open your mouth and say, Jesus, I want you. Why do I need to go through being harassed and violently beaten and to get into this organization? What is there that's greater than God?
Wow.
That I would go through that type of treatment in order to be a part of it.
And again, there's a lot of things with individuals. There could be low self-esteem. There could be the need for acceptance. There could be it's no different than really any other relationship. Right. Why we as women allow ourselves to go through so much with men? Why do men allow themselves to go through so much with women? Why? Do we do a lot of things that we do? And, this is no different. But I wanted you to read 1 John 3:7, chapter 3, 7 through 10.
Again, this is 1 John chapter 3, verses 7 through 10. It says, "Dear children, do not let anyone lead you astray. He who does what is right is righteous, just as he is righteous. He who does what is sinful is of the devil, because the devil has been sinning from the beginning. The reason the Son of God appeared was to destroy the works of the devil. No one who is born of God will continue to sin, because God's seed remains in him. He cannot go on sinning because he has been born of God. This is how we know who the children of God are and who the children of the devil are. Anyone who does not what is right is not of God, or not a child of God, nor is anyone who does not love his brother."
Amen. Amen. And that's strong, because that's even with going, taking it right back to the hazing. When you love yourself, you're not going to harm yourself. At least most people I know not going to harm yourself. And then if you're in an organization that's founded on Christianity, then definitely, even if there's other people that are doing things, you should not be taking part in it.
Right.
You don't want to have anything to do with that. You want to show love in every way, shape, possible. I'm going to read the nine different, 5 fraternities and 4 sororities. For you that don't know, and you may be thinking of joining, but you may not even know the names yet. You may not even know where to go. We have the Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. We have Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity, Omega Psi Phi, Phi Beta Sigma, Iota Phi Theta. And then sororities, we have Alpha Kappa Alpha, Delta Sigma Theta, Zeta Phi Beta, and Sigma Gamma Rho. And these are all of the 9, the Divine 9. And so we want you to just really take the time to research them, spend time with them before you make the decision. And also make sure that you don't do anything that is demeaning to you, your character, your family name, who you are, your Christian walk. And make sure that you're becoming a part of something that will help you grow spiritually as well as naturally. Joining. A lot of people want to know, what do I have to do, to join? And it says the process of joining a Greek letter organization varies from organization to organization. Organizations governed by the National Panhellenic Conference or the North American Interfraternity Conference commonly begin their process with a formal recruitment period, often called Rush Week or formal recruitment, which usually consists of events and activities designed for members and potential members to learn about each other and the organization. At the end of the formal recruitment period, organizations give bids or invitations to membership. Most organizations have a period of pledgeship before extending full membership. Some organizations have changed the name of pledgeship due to negative connotations to the process, such as calling pledges zobes or new members, or have given up the process in favor of other joining requirements. Upon completion of the pledgeship and all its requirements, the active members will invite the pledges to be initiated and become full members. Initiation often includes secret ceremonies and rituals. Organizations governed by the National Panhellenic Council or the National Association of Latina fraternal organizations or the National Multicultural Greek Council have very different recruitment processes. Oftentimes, the fraternities and sororities associated with these councils do not participate in a typical recruitment process, nor do they host a rush week. Instead, interested students must formally express their interest to a member, or more oftentimes than not, members of the particular organization they are interested in. Requirements may be imposed on those wishing to pledge either by the school or the organization itself, often including a minimum grade point average, wearing a pledge pin, learning about the history and structure of the organization, and performing public service. When a school places an age or tenure requirements on joining, this is called deferred recruitment, as joining is deferred for a semester or year. The pledgeship period also serves as a probationary period in which both the organization and the pledge decide if they are compatible and will have a fulfilling experience. I really like that one. I like the fact that they're given time to spend time to learn and to really see, I'm on probation, but you're on probation too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. To see if there's something that I even want to be a part of. We have a few more minutes, and I just want Angie to read some statistics. These are the following. The following are some statistics about Greek life.
It says, according to the nationwide study of fraternity and sorority members belonging to a fraternity, your chances of graduating are greater by up to 10%. Greek members on average donate more than 4 times as much as their respective universities as alumni than non-Greeks do. As alumni, Greeks give approximately 75% of all money donated to universities. As undergraduates, Greeks raise approximately $7 million per year for charities. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, it is.
As undergraduates, Greeks give approximately 850,000 volunteer hours per year. Studies prove that 7 out of 10 people listed in the Who's Who are Greek. 40 out of 47 U.S. Supreme Court justices have been or are Greek. 63 of all U.S. cabinet members since the 1900s have been or are Greek. Studies prove that fraternity and sorority alumni are much more likely than non-Greeks to participate in community service activities after graduation. 36% of the House of Representatives are members of a sorority or fraternity. All of the Apollo 11 astronauts were Greek. There are approximately 400,000 active members of Greek organizations nationwide. Less than 3% of the United States is Greek. A study by the University of Missouri found that Greeks throughout the U.S. and Canada are more involved on their campuses and rate their overall university experience better than non-Greeks do.
Well, that's good. I mean, and see, and that's what I wanted. I didn't want to just be the negative, because these are all very, positive things. Very, very positive things. So we hope that in us being here today and taking the time to tell you, what we've learned thus far, and hearing from someone who has actively been active in her organization for the last 20 years, that that you weigh out the pros and the cons, and that you do your research. The Divine Nine is a good book. From what I started to read, I have not read the entire book. I'm also going to give you a few more books that were listed on Amazon.com for those that were purchasing the Divine Nine. It was also In Search of Sisterhood, Delta Sigma Theta, and the Challenge of the Black Sorority Movement by Paula J. Giddings. Also, Black Greek 101, The Culture, Customs, and Challenges of Black Fraternities and Sororities by Walter M. Kimbrough. There was also Disciplining Women. This is Alpha, Kappa Alpha, Black Counterpublics, and the Cultural Politics of Black Sororities by Deborah Elizabeth Whaley. And the last one was African American Fraternities and Sororities, The Legacy and the Vision by Tamara L. Brown. So we hope that you take the time to do your research. And parents, your children are pledging. Don't just, inquire. Know what's going on with them, what they're doing, what they're spending their money on, what they're spending your money on. And we just want to thank you just for taking the time to listen to what we have to talk about today. And if you have any questions after the show, please feel free to log on to our Facebook page and send us a question. We will definitely answer it for you, or do what we can to find out the right answer. Anybody have anything else? Okay. Well, we want to thank you for tuning in to Divine Destiny Radio today, where our title of the segment was The Divine Nine. How will you pledge? Again, we will tune in next week. We are going to 2 hours next week, so we are excited about that. We have some great things coming up. We also have Miss Tanya Richardson, who will be coming, being a part of our team, and God's baby girl. She will be coming on next week, and so we have some great things coming up. We're looking for a whole new format for our second hour. So.